The sky bled orange when she said it. Separate cars would be easier. Easier. She didn't look at me when she said it, faced the mirror instead, pretending to adjust her lipstick. A little to the left, smudge it out, wipe, start again. I didn't argue, just watched her reflection watching herself, wondering what version of her I was looking at. An hour later, I sat behind the wheel, my son in the back, too quiet for a Saturday night. Normally, he'd talk about dinosaurs or video games, but tonight he stared out the window, clutching something in his hands. Halfway to the venue, he leaned forward, whispered low, as if afraid the leather seats could hear. "Dad, Mom doesn't know I found this." He handed it over, a folded printout, grainy, blurry, but sharp enough to kill. I didn't stop driving, just stared at the red light until it bled green. There was no need to ask what it was. The body in the photo wasn't mine, but her face? That was unmistakable. The photo was dated 3 weeks back. The timestamp made it worse. Middle of the day, when she told me she was in a meeting, when I brought her lunch and she didn't answer the door. Her hand was in his back pocket. His lips were at her neck. They stood close, too close for a lie to breathe. I stared at the photo for too long, burned it into my memory like a branding iron. I didn't ask my son where he found it, not yet. He was too young to understand what kind of fire he'd lit. She greeted us at the restaurant entrance like nothing was wrong. Hair perfect, smile calibrated, one kiss on the cheek. Her eyes flicked to mine, but something in me had shifted. The ground didn't feel real. My voice came from somewhere distant, like I was playing a part I hadn't auditioned for. I played along, ordered wine, laughed at her boss's joke, but inside, I watched. Not her, not the man across the table. I watched myself. The silence behind my eyes, the way I didn't feel anything. That was the scariest part. The next week, I became a ghost with a smile. Still kissed her goodbye every morning, still brought her coffee in bed, still listened to her stories about work, about stress, about how tired she always was. I started checking her phone when she showered. She was careful, deleted messages, used private browsing, but I was more patient than she was paranoid. I noticed the patterns, how she started going to the gym again, how she wore perfume to yoga, how her texts got shorter, how her touch got colder. My son didn't bring it up again, smart kid, saw the look on my face and buried the memory. But I didn't. I ordered a paternity test, just to be sure. It took me 3 days to get the samples, a toothbrush, a swab, a hair caught in her brush. Mine, my son's, hers. Waiting for the results was like drowning slowly while pretending to swim. She didn't notice, or maybe she did. She started talking more, touching more. Sex returned mechanical and distant. I didn't resist. I wanted her to feel safe, wanted her to keep lying. The best traps close quietly. The envelope came sealed, plain, clinical. I didn't open it right away. I set it on my desk and stared at it for an hour. Then another, until the sun went down and the shadows felt honest. When I did open it, the words didn't scream, they whispered. Probability of paternity, 0.00%. No margin, no maybe, just fact. I closed the folder and stood in the hallway as she came home. She smiled like always, hung her coat, started talking about a client pitch. I didn't speak, just handed her the envelope. She took it without question, her first mistake. Read it. Froze. Her lips moved, but nothing came out. Then, "I can explain." I nodded. "Then do." But she didn't. She just cried. I didn't. I waited until Sunday. Family brunch. Her parents, her sister, our son. I stood up with my coffee and tapped the glass. She looked up, already suspicious. She knew I hadn't told anyone yet. "Just wanted to say something," I said. 12 years is a long time. Some of them were good. Some were real. Her face paled. I took a breath, slow, clean. Turns out I'm not his father, I said, nodding toward my son, but I'm still the only dad he knows. Silence. Her mother gasped. Her father stood up. She shook her head violently, but I kept going. I forgave you the moment I saw the test. Not for you, for him. He deserves better than what you gave him. I turned to my son, looked him dead in the eye. I love you. Nothing changes that. Then I set the photo down on the table in front of her, the one he found, the one she never knew existed. Her hands shook. I walked out before she could speak. I stayed in a motel that night. No TV, no noise, just the hum of silence I'd earned. I stared at the ceiling until morning, thought about what love was supposed to be, what trust cost, thought about the boy sleeping in the house of a woman who lied with every breath. But he had me, and she'd never be able to lie to herself again. I didn't need to scream or curse or beg. I gave her the truth, and that was enough to ruin her. She gave me betrayal. I gave her silence. And in that silence, I took everything back.